Enhance your experience by becoming a supporting member. Gain access to unseen videos and video requests. 3-day free trial by visiting zionmembership.com. Chosen ones, empaths. These narcissists involved in your life, or that were involved in your life, want to push you over the edge. They wanted to push you over the edge. And they don't make this clear, you see. Some of the ways they do it is very subtle. You know, gaslighting can be key because it's a systematic way of making the victim question their own sanity and concealing the abuse. So they'll do this gradually over time, you see. And sometimes the victim is aware to some degree, but a lot of cases, the victim of narcissistic abuse isn't even aware that they're being gaslit, you know. The narcissist involved in their life is making up there's problems in their head. They're, you know, making out they've got issues, you know, and the victim may start to believe this. That's the thing. You know, subtle forms of gaslighting, it's very nasty what they're doing, but they could even do things like hiding keys, coats, paperwork, etc., and then put them back where they found them, you know. So you could wake up in the morning, completely lose your mind, looking for something, right? Maybe even have to leave the house. You'd have to leave the house without it, and then they'd go and put the item back in the same place. I've heard this before. You know, I've heard this from victims of abuse before that have gone through this. And then they put it back in the same place, and the victim is unknowing, and the victim starts to think that their sanity is going. They think they're losing their minds, basically. They can also start conflict or use flying monkeys to turn people against each other. And then the narcissist looks innocent and uninvolved. You know, this can make you lose your mind when they start to create issues in your family or your friends, and they're the one who's orientating all of this. They're at the center of it all, and they just slowly back away and let everyone fight against each other. And then you can lose a lot of people in that way. You can lose a lot of people you care about down to the narcissist involved in your life. And really, it's a means of control to isolate you. They like to isolate the victim. But all of this will gradually be pushing you over the edge, you know. Another thing they could do to push you over the edge is they put victims through intermittent sleep deprivation. So they could start arguments. They could do things to you in the night. They could... I've heard of victims of narcissistic abuse being punched and kicked in the middle of the night, and then the victim and the narcissist claimed they had a health condition, and really they didn't really have a health condition. They just punched and kicked them in the middle of the night. That's what, like, crazy things like that, you know, to cause sleep deprivation. Doesn't just have to be that. It could be anything from starting arguments to cause sleep deprivation. And then they'll push you in the conundrum of idolizing you and devaluing you. So this creates the eggshell effect around the victim. But basically, narcissists involved in your life want to push you over the edge. It's an ultimate agenda, right? And I have seen in the comments, you know, and that reminds me, actually, I won't do a poll on that. No, I won't do a poll on that. But victims of narcissistic abuse, I've seen it in the comment section, have actually questioned taking their own lives, right? From being pushed over the edge. But what you've got to take into account is even after this relationship is all said and done, you could suffer with things like mental health conditions, post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, because of all of the abuse that you've gone through, you know, all of the abuse you've gone through. And the thing is if you're experiencing narcissistic abuse from different angles, you know, so you may have been in a romantic relationship, or you were in a friendship with a narcissist, and then you've got family members around you that are narcissists, for example, and there's narcissists at work, you know, these narcissists pick up on the fact that you are an abuse victim, you know, and they kind of carry on the work of the previous narcissist, so to speak. They try to carry on the work of the previous narcissist to cause you to literally go over the edge, you know. And in a lot of cases, there are victims of narcissistic abuse that completely lose their minds. They will completely lose your minds. Yeah, it's sad. It's really, really sad. But you got to know this is an agenda. That, like, when they encountered you, whenever they first discovered you, they've always had a motive and an agenda to make you off balance, to push you over the edge, you know. They've always wanted to do that. Thing is they just want to stress you out. They want to stress you out. They want to cause you pain. They want to cause you upset. They want to cause you stress, right? They want you to lose your minds. And then act like you're the problem. Gaslight you. You're the problem. You're the issue. You know? And victims of narcissistic abuse believe they're the issue. You're on channels like this and other channels alike, but there's plenty of victims of narcissistic abuse that never awaken to the fact they're an empath. They never awaken to the fact that they were dealing with a narcissist involved in their life. And they base all of the problems down at their own, at themselves. They base all of the issues that arose down at themselves. And the narcissist involved in their life will play the victim. The narcissist involved in their life could look like the hero, that they tried and tried and tried to help them, you know, to outsiders and family members and stuff like that. It could look like the narcissist is the hero, the one that come along to help them, and the victim is painted in this picture that they're the issue, you know. It's really sad. It's really, really sad. But you've got to be aware of this, right? If any of you do suffer with mental health conditions, like a lot of mental health conditions, I was actually speaking to a friend, some mental health conditions can arise from going through narcissistic abuse. So if any of you have had any diagnoses, or you have an indication that you're suffering mental health or anything like that, you've got to be aware that if you're around toxic individuals, their ultimate motive is to try and send you over the edge. They view it as you've got a tendency in you that they can manipulate and send you over the edge. They won't tread carefully around you, you know, like you deserve. If you are going through a mental health issue or PTSD or something or the other, you're going through some certain health conditions, they won't tread carefully around you and give you the space you need, and they will inundate you with annoyance to try and break you, to push you over that edge, to push you into you know, another mental health crisis or something like that. You know, you may be stabilizing your mental health, you may be eating right, exercising, or exercising to some degree, trying to eat right the best you can, trying to keep a clear mind, you know, trying to help yourself. And it could be a narcissistic family member that knows that you've got this condition, and they want to trigger you and provoke you and send you back. They want to send you backwards, you know, and push you over the edge. It's really sick stuff. It's really, really sick stuff, you know. Now, some of you might not even have any mental health conditions or diagnoses, but the fact of the matter is there may be some underlying, not issues, I don't want to say issues, but there may be some underlying tendencies of mental health. Because mental health can affect, I think it was Sigmund Freud, I'm not sure if you heard of him. It was either Sigmund Freud or Carl Jung. They're like philosophers. And they said that 99% of people suffer with mental health. So mental health can affect everyone and anyone. You know, you don't just need a label or a diagnosis to say you suffer with mental health. You know, regular people suffer from depression. Regular people suffer from, you know, empaths suffer from depression. Empaths can suffer from anxiety. Like, regular people can suffer from, you know, types and forms of mental health, you know. So just understand that this narcissist's ultimate agenda at the beginning, when they met you, through the time, they wanted to gaslight you, they wanted to manipulate you, they wanted to push you over the edge, right? Don't let them win. Don't let them win. Stay the hell away from them. And anyone on your road to recovery that's trying to knock you off balance, or you feel is trying to push you over the edge as well, keep the hell away from them as well, you know? Keep the hell away from them. Or just put in firm boundaries. If you have to have them in your life, put in firm boundaries where they can't knock you off balance, you know? So anyway, thank you for watching today. I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.